It's day 13 of 100 days of cross stitch. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about how I became a full-time cross stitcher. To clarify, I'm not a cross stitcher in that I sit around and cross stitch all day and sell the things that I make, because I don't think you can actually make a full-time living from that. And the bank absolutely refuses to take thoughts and prayers as mortgage payment, no matter how nicely I ask. Instead, I design cross stitch patterns and sell them as PDFs and make them into kits that you can do at home. We also do a monthly subscription box, it has a different theme every month. And I bought the business that supplied my cross stitch fabric called Sew It All Australia. Now we run both cross stitch businesses side by side, but that's another story for another video. So how I got started was on Etsy, as a lot of creative businesses do. Etsy was very different back in 2015. Again, that's another story. My first play around with Etsy was making cushion covers, and that lasted about 3 weeks due to the fact that I can't actually sew. Like, I could probably hem a pair of pants in a pinch, but only if you're not wedded to the idea of having the two trouser legs the exact same length. But really, I have no functional sewing skills. I can stitch an X 400,000 times like I do with cross stitch. That's pretty much my limit. So the ill-fated cushion empire was quickly dismantled, and I set up my Etsy store. I shelled out $80 for the cross stitch software, which I remember was a lot of money back then as a poor student. But I still use that same software today, almost 10 years later, so the return on investment has been astronomical. I remember my first sale was for $34. It was for 4 downloads, and I instantly felt sick because I was convinced that person was going to email me asking for a refund. But that didn't happen, and slowly my Etsy store built up and became a good little side hustle while I was working full-time as a speech pathologist, and then also through my first maternity leave. My main goal when I started was to make $50 a week so I could buy craft supplies from Spotlight guilt-free, and then I hit that, so my second goal was to make $375 a week to cover the rent on our dingy Ashfield apartment, and then I hit that one, and my website started to outstrip my Etsy store, and Etsy evolved and it became more saturated, and I just kind of let it go for years and years, and it was just running in the background. I finally decided to shut it down this year. So that's goodbye to Etsy. So that's my origin story. Thank you for listening. I have made a sunflower during that story because someone has been very persistent in the comments asking for a sunflower, and persistence pays off. That's our lesson for today. Bye bye.